Alright, what's up everybody? I'm going to talk about the amazing new features available in today's release, but first I want to note once again that we have discovered that the GeForce Experience software does interfere with the Alt-4 follow me, focus me functionality. Let's get my boy over here. Where's Eversmile? Alright, first I want to talk about the new Warlock buttons that you are seeing along the side. Those buttons are only for Warlocks or main tanks. If a Warlock clicks that button, that means he's going to summon that pet until he's told to summon something different. So if I go over to Brutalic and say Fell Hunter, and he doesn't have a pet, right? He's not going to summon another pet if he already has a pet out. That's one change I've made, and I still don't know how to get around that. Dismiss doesn't work. I guess dismiss works. I guess you can dismiss their pet. So he's on Fell Hunter, and now he's summoning a Fell Hunter, right? And this top button is Sacrifice. I'm going to click Sacrifice, and now he's Sacrifice spec. Sacrifice spec right now is set up so that he sacrifices a Succubus, and you can see he now has Touch of Shadow. He sacrifices Succubus, and all is right with the world. Now, by default, they come into the game summoning imps. So if you want your Warlocks to sacrifice each time you come into the game, you need to tell them to do that. And one easy way to do that is to use your main tank to do that. Notice the main tank also has Warlock buttons along the side. When the main tank does that, look at the messages at the bottom. All of the Warlocks get that message, and they will now summon. They will now enter that spec. So if we hit the setup button in the main tank window, you can see these guys, these two Warlocks over here where my mouse is moving. They're doing their sacrifice spec. In fact, this guy already has his up, this guy has his up, and they're ready to go. Alright, so one fun thing that happened, and I'll demonstrate it on these guys back here, is priests now use wands when they have nobody to heal. Watch bubbling over here on the left side. I'm going to assign a tank target to that guy. Actually, Furyswipes is not a great tank target, so I'm going to assign Eversmile too. Then I'm going to go pull this guy. Let's move Eversmile up. Oh, that wasn't Eversmile that moved up. Okay, now watch my priest. Yeah, he's busy healing. Up, there he goes. He shot his wand. Shot it again. He's doing damage. I'm looking for little damage numbers. Not seeing much. Whenever you see that raised auto shot, look, Kashmi shooting his wand. He just did 100 points of damage. So if we go to the DPS meters, we can see Silza did 42 DPS. Bubbling and Kashmi were healing a lot, so they only did 16 and 14 DPS. But every little bit helps, right? Anyway, they're still leveling their wands. Come on, give them a break. They don't have that much. Alright, next. Let's go back a little bit to show you the next feature. I want to show you the fear feature. Right now, you know how F1 is sheep a target, right? This is not a beast, so you can't sheep him. But you know what you can do? You can shift F1. Notice I hit Shift F1, it put a marker on, and Brutalic Warlock said, I will be fearing star. Right, so I'm not going to go into combat with him because we would instantly kill him, but what I'll do is I'll hit F3, which is the sheep pull button. And boom. And as long as we're in combat, Brutalic will keep that guy feared until we pull the icon off him with the F6 button. Although, you know what? We may pull the icon off him, but I think I didn't implement that part, so sue me. I didn't implement unfearing. So I'll put that on my list of things to do. All right, Druid crowd control. Druid's now crowd control. So if you select Dragonkin, which we don't have any in here, is that a Dragonkin? No, there's no Dragonkin in here. But Druids now will sleep dragons, and if you want an example of this, look at the end of my Ubers video. Warriors now will DPS. If they are Fury, they will DPS as Fury. If they are Arms, they will DPS as Arms. And how I determine whether they're Fury or Arms is I look at how many points they put in their specs. Pure and simple. Alright. Hunters now purchase arrows. If they have a vendor open who sells arrows and bullets, they'll purchase the correct amount of arrows and bullets. They will purchase one stack of the type of ammunition they're not using, just in case you you run into a better weapon. You want to have some ammo of that type. Warlocks don't dot small mobs. Warlocks don't use Curse of Agony anymore. They use Curse of Weakness or Curse of Tongues on one mob in the entire game. Curse assignments are now name independent, so you don't have to go down into the code and set your warlock names. I simply order the warlocks alphabetically, and the first warlock casts Curse of Elements, and the second warlock casts Curse of Shadow, and the third warlock casts Curse of Weakness, and so on. And the rest of them cast Curse of Weakness. Totem assignments are completely independent now, so you don't have to go down and assign totem casting to your shaman. If your shaman are in a party, they will decide what totem to drop, and I can see that it's not working perfectly. I'm getting tranquil air in everybody's group, so something has gone wrong, and I've got to fix that. So I'm going to call that not quite working yet. I'll fix that today in a B release. It was working earlier, though. I don't know why it's being pissy now. What did I throw down? I threw down Strength of Earth. Threw down Monoswing. Who's getting Strength of Earth? Shaman Uno. Why are we getting... Well, let's just take a look. Right. Choose air totem. Okay, so what does my choose air totem do? Tranquil air totem is the default, so if you're getting tranquil air totem, it's saying that it didn't find any of these conditions to be true. Druid tank in party or is in party hunter, and there are more hunters than rogues, or is in party rogue and there are more rogues than hunters, then you get Wind Fury. What should I do if warriors and a... What should I do if 2 warriors are in the party? Warrior tanks are in the party. And if 2 warrior tanks are in the party... I need a line for warrior tanks in party. So if nothing, if Druid's in the party, then if a Druid tank's in the party, they're going to get Grace of Air. They're going to get agility. But the fall through is if warrior tank in party, then I'm gonna make warriors get Grace of Air too, or warrior tank in party. It's just better to be tankier. I'm gonna give him Grace of Air. Okay, let's see if my guys behave now. That doesn't explain why he didn't get strength though. Let's go back and find out why I didn't get strength. Choose Earth Totem. If melee DPS in the party is greater than 0, then Strength of Earth. Alright, I believe warriors are melee DPS, so let's see what my melee DPS is. If not find in table... I am ready for some breakfast. So why do I consider warriors not melee DPS? Okay, that was silly. Alright, I think we're okay now. You saw my 2 fixes. It's as easy as that. Let's reload UI. Oh, we're not going out?
We will be going out later, yes.
No, I mean for breakfast.
Huh?
I mean for breakfast.
Yeah, we can go out for breakfast if you want. Alright.
Alright, so we're good.
I'm gonna go take a shower.
And let's see if our shaman dropped the proper totems. Oh, look, Grace of Air on my tank. And Strength of Earth on my tank. Alright, so I'll make a quick update to the release. Oh my gosh. Hope you guys kept the receipt. We're summoning imps. I'm going to hit Touch of Shadow on the tank so my warlocks summon Succubus. You can make the default pet not imp. You know, if you hit level 16, you really want sacrifice spec all the time. You can edit the script and make the default pet not imp. I'll show you how. MB my lock pet. So this MB my lock pet global, if you just assign this to nil, then you'll be sacrifice spec all the time. I'm gonna be imp spec all the time because there you go. That's why. Alright, what else? We got Rogue DPS Rotation revision. I did go through the Rogue DPS Rotation and I changed a couple of little things. And let's see. Endless init macro. Oh yeah, endless init macros are fixed. So because of the new way we do init, you're always only going to have the proper number of macros no matter how many times you press this init button. It's not going to change. Notice it's 16 on one side, 32 on the other. Still 16 on one side, 32 on the other. Reload. So if you mess up your macros, like, you know, your little brother comes in the room and he takes all your macros off the bar. Okay, that one's. Oh man, these Warlock macros are stupid. Let's get rid of them. Who needs a dance macro? Blah blah blah. Then you just hit that button again, and it puts everything back into place. Boom. And AutoDelete is now off by default. And that's it, guys. That is today's release. The shaman stuff is broken. I will re-release to give you that shaman fix. And do not forget to uninstall the GeForce Experience to get your stuff working. Right on, man.